Councilman Lorenzo to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, we had quite a celebration planned for today. We were going to have the First Baptist Church Choir with their director, Darlene Gillen, perform for us, but unfortunately, Mother Nature had other plans. And we have 4 honorees for Black History Month. 2 are confirmed for being here today. 1 is here today, right now. But what we're going to do is we'll have, I'd like to acknowledge each of the honorees, even though they were not able to join us today. And I'm going to start with my honoree. As Rosa Parks once said, each person must live their lives as a model for others. And in that spirit, we would like to continue our Black History celebration by highlighting the outstanding members of our town whose lives and careers certainly serve as a model in our community. And our first nominee is Kelly Schaefer. She was born and raised in Central Islip and graduated from CI High School before beginning a decade-long career working as an educator and advocate for those with disabilities. In her early career, Kelly worked at Eastern Suffolk BOCES and for the town of Islip's Division of Handicap Services. Having left to travel abroad, Kelly moved back to CI in 2007 to raise her family, and in 2008 began serving on the Suffolk County Board of Elections. And for 15 years, she's helped curate and establish curriculums to educate, train, and certify Suffolk County's 4,000 plus election inspectors. She also coordinates outreach visits to local high schools and community organizations throughout the county, providing educational resources on voter requirements, registration, and the process. In 2016, Kelly founded Kind Sight Coaching, providing personal development and group programs to empower the public to excel, grow, and conquer limiting beliefs and behaviors. As a life coach, she has authored 2 books and is working on her 3rd book right now. Kelly has done it all. She's served to make her community a better place while doing it. And those of you who might have been at the swearing-in ceremony may remember the young woman who sang Star Spangled Banner so beautifully, and that was Kelly. So join me in congratulating and thanking Kelly for all of her accomplishments. Thank you, Kelly. And our next honoree, who is here, was nominated by Councilman Michael McElway. And Mike, if you would come up and introduce Axel Dodson. Axel, if you would come forward. You have it. Okay, great.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I actually had learned and heard about Axel back a few months back and was very happy to, when it came to nominate someone for this, it was pretty much a no-brainer. Let me tell you a little bit about Axel. He's a Marine Corps veteran, retired NYPD officer. He's dedicated his life to the guardian to all we hold dear. Axel has served 6 years with the Marine Corps and over a year and a half with the New York Army National Guards fighting 69 Infantry. During his military service, Axel served a year-long deployment in Iraq, and upon his retirement from the military, began a decade-long career with the New York City Police Department, serving as a patrolman. While on vacation with his brother in Atlanta, Georgia, Axel would once again answer the call to serve as a hero when observing a young woman attempting to set fire to the historic childhood home of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. Thanks to the quick efforts of he and his brother, the arsonist was stopped and apprehended, and the historic home of Dr. King was saved. Please join me in congratulating Axel. And just, in the NYPD says, if you see something, say something. These guys saw something and did something. And I just want to congratulate him on this award.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you stand front and center
Sure.
and have the board join us, and we'll get a little group photo.
We don't have reserved spots.
No.
Stand wherever you feel. Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay, our next honoree, we will ask Councilman Guadron to come forward and please share with us the history of Robert Bellatieri. Oh, no, wait a minute. Conrad Johnson, correct?
Thank you, yes.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Lifelong resident of the town of Ashley, Conrad Johnson graduated Bayshore High School in 1976 before going on to attend Nassau County and Suffolk County Community Colleges. In 1980, under the encouragement from Suffolk County Police Detective John Thomas and Police Officer Robert Bellatieri, Conrad began working with the Suffolk County Police Department as a community service aide. In this role, he would travel to local schools, providing education to students on a range of health and safety topics, including avoiding strangers, drug awareness, and the like. Conrad was also involved with outreach programs for local civic associations, as well as local churches, to inform residents on the issues most impacting their community. In 1985, Conrad entered the Suffolk County Police Academy, and upon his graduation, served in the second precinct. As an officer within the Suffolk County Police Department, Conrad served the Narcotics Division, First Precinct Uniform Patrol Division, as well as the Third Precinct Crime Section, where he served until retiring. Conrad has dedicated over 33 years to the protection and service of our community, and as a longtime resident of Brentwood, serves the community still. For his lifelong dedication to our community, please join us in recognizing Mr. Conrad B. Johnson, who could not be here today due to the weather. But thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much, Councilman. And our next and final honoree is Dr. Teresa Bryant, and I'd ask Councilman O'Connor to please come forward.
Thank you, Supervisor. Dr. Teresa Jeanette Bryant, a Central Islip native and retired nurse, is the founder of Global Leaders Outreach Network, Inc., where she has helped foster local and global education scholarship opportunities. Under Teresa's leadership, the organization has adopted 2 schools in Ghana and have built computer labs for students. Through her continued ministry work, Teresa has also provided motivational and directional speeches at detention centers and schools for women abroad in Suriname, Curacao, Aruba, as well as French Guiana. As a global outreach coordinator for the Kindest Hearts Foundation, Teresa has also raised funds to build a school and a medical center in Haiti and currently serves as the CEO of JPL Associates, where she focuses on counseling and consulting and has been recognized by Psychology Today as a leading certified counselor. Through it all, Dr. Teresa Bryant has remained active actively involved with many local community organizations, and currently serves as the chairperson of the Islip Town Women in the NAACP, Long Island Regional Chairperson for Women in NAACP, third vice president of the Islip Town NAACP, and treasurer of the Central Islip Civic Council. She's also the treasurer of the Central Islip Islandia Rotary Club and a Rotarian of the Islip Town Rotary, serving as the executive board member and literacy chair, and serves as the director for the Gift of Life Rotary International. The list of her many roles of service to communities here and far go on and on. Please join me in recognizing Dr. Teresa J. Bryant as the Council District's second representative for this year's Black History Award ceremony. And unfortunately, I guess due to the weather, she couldn't make it here, but we honor her this just the same.
Well, I'm sure that you'll all agree from what we've heard today that all of our honorees certainly are outstanding and worthy of being recognized. And to our honoree Dotson, thank you for making it. We appreciate it. We really do. So again, thank you, and we appreciate all the hard work you have done to enrich our community. We're proud to live alongside such devoted, hardworking neighbors, proud to recognize Black History this month and encourage all to celebrate our diverse neighbors each and every month throughout the year. We have a few announcements. It's Heart Health Month, February is, and an opportunity for all to focus on their cardiovascular health. Heart disease, the #1 killer of women, killing more than all forms of cancer combined. At the beginning of the month, town employees and members of the town board joined together wearing red to help raise awareness for National Wear Red Day, again, to raise that awareness for cardiac health. Let us stick to our New Year's resolutions and use this moment as a reminder to take care of ourselves, just as we would care for our loved ones. Speak with your physician about the steps you can take to live a healthy lifestyle each and every day of the year. Lastly, in February, we are also reminded as a community to reflect on mental health and to check in with our loved ones. Over the last decade, the PS I Love You campaign has grown to include over 335 schools, businesses, organizations, and communities across the nation. And it began right here in the town of Islip. This past Friday, February 9th, town employees, school members, and members of the community dressed in purple for PS I Love You Day to help shine a light on mental health awareness, increase suicide prevention, and to spread the word to those who may be struggling with mental health, that they too are loved. On Saturday, Councilman Lorenzo and I attended the opening of the Health and Wellness Center at Bayport Blue Point High School, which will further provide services and support to students who need it, giving them a safe place right there in their own building. But we do not relegate this message of love to just one Friday of 1 month of the year. Help is always available for those who need it. Please check in on your loved ones, your friends, and your neighbors. And let us all remember now more than ever to treat all people with more kindness, more compassion, and more understanding. You never know what struggles a person might be going through. I encourage everyone to visit the psiloveyou.net for more information. And thank you, everyone. Okay. I see that council is here, outside council is here. We have an executive session scheduled today, and in the interests of minimizing the attorney's time, we're going to break now for executive session to discuss a legal matter. So I have a motion, or I'll make that motion to go into executive section by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed? we will adjourn to executive session and return as quickly as possible.
Every year we fight against the
Now it's Mike Fitzpatrick. Okay, I will make a motion to reconvene.
Second.
All in favor? Aye, we are convened, and we will move now to the agenda. Okay, we will begin this afternoon's session. We have 3 scheduled public hearings for the board's consideration. I'd ask the town clerk to please read the first hearing notice.
Well, Madam Supervisor, the first item on the agenda is to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code, Schedule G, Stop and Yield Intersections, Schedule J, Parking, Stopping and Standing Regulations, Schedule J, Parking, Stopping and Standing Regulations.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this public hearing? Hearing none. No one signed a card to speak on it. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to close the public hearing off the resolution.
We have a motion. Do I have a second? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read the second hearing notice.
Sure. Item number 2 is to consider amending the official map of the Town of Islip by deleting a portion of Sylvan Avenue in Bayport.
Thank you. Are there any questions? We have a motion. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Hearing is closed and it is approved. Next, Madam Clerk, if you would please read the final hearing notice.
Sure. Item agenda number 3 is to consider amending the Islip Town Code that provides up to a 12-month moratorium on battery energy storage systems.
Okay, there are no cards for anyone to speak on this. I'm going to entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I just
And
I'm sorry.
If I
Sorry to
could,
interrupt you.
that's right, let me just finish with the motion and reserve decision because the Suffolk County Planning Commission has to opine on this, and they are not meeting until we meet again in March, so.
I just had a question of the town attorney. I'm reading, I just read the public notice, town clerk read as it relates to the 12-month moratorium. And yet when I review the legislation that was distributed to the council back, proposed legislation that was distributed to the council back at our briefing time on Friday, under letter E, moratorium period, says for a period of 6 months following the effective date of this ordinance. Following the moratorium period, this ordinance shall be without further notice, force, and effect unless the moratorium period is extended by the town board resolution, notwithstanding the foregoing moratorium period shall not exceed 18 months. So I thought we were voting on a 6-month moratorium not to exceed 18 months. But the public notice that was just read is on a 12-month.
Well, I think it
I'm
says
confused.
up to 12 months, and that I think would explain why we can just do the 6. But obviously, I'm not an attorney, and let's hear from our town attorney.
So there's no inconsistency with the public notice that was sent out up to 12 months.
Right.
And the proposed legislation that's before us, particularly with respect to item E, 6 months, obviously. Months. So, thank you.
So, as I said, we're going to have to, reserve decision on this pending the outcome of the planning commission. So I made that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a collective second by all. All in favor, opposed, it is approved. Thank you. Next, we will move to, the public portion. We have one card. Despite the, nasty weather, we're graced with Mr. Schlau's present. Jim, if you would come forward.
Bonjour tout le monde. Écoutez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Jean Louis and Tim Kiley called me about some complaints I made. And they're trying, but you got to back them up better because the place is a wreck. I want to read this thing. Oh, those, yeah, here's a pile of $14 worth of pictures. Some of them are old. Trying to show you, nothing's getting done. It's the same old song and dance. Here's another smash up on Cliff Street. You know, you got too many cars, too many people living in these houses. So I put this in there with it. I gotta wait till she's paying attention to what I'm saying. Let me hold the clock a minute.
Excuse me, we're paying attention, believe me.
Well, I don't know.
have to be
It's like
staring and
people on
glaring at you.
phones. They're
Pay
always doing
attention.
this.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Well, you know, it doesn't show in the way the neighborhood looks. So you got ADUs, the Newsday, they're complaining about it. Like me. They're starting to get an idea how people are getting pissed off on Long Island. So here's one of the things people didn't like. My top one, limit the number of cars that only fit in a driveway or directly in front of a home. You see, you know, you got these cars all over the place. How many registered apartments do you have in this town? And remember, I took the air conditioner out of my house in 2006 because of the loud music and have a fan in there all these years and used to sleep in my office at Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy on weekends to get away from it. Now things are starting to change with the noise, but I think that's because you had those two people a couple of years ago coming from the better part of town, Bayshore, where they were getting the loud music, and all of a sudden, you know, things started to change. Now, I was complaining to code enforcement for years about the cars that are parked on Smith Street. Finally, somebody tells me you have to go to traffic to get signs put in. You know why? You could have told me that. I gave you pictures of that street full of cars. And Clayton Street is cleared up. All those cars that parked there, it took me years to pepper the police. And I look like the guy who's the problem because I'm complaining about something that shouldn't be going on at all. I saw somebody from England after the cars were cleared off, and he had his baby in a stroller. He was visiting. He didn't know. I says, you know, you could thank me because I got these sidewalks cleared off. Otherwise, you'd be rolling a baby stroller in the street. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. See you next month. That's it for the cards. Motion to close the public hearing, portion rather. Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElwick. All those in favor, opposed, the public portion is closed, and we will move on to the agenda. Item number 1 is the approval of the revised list of eligible participants submitted by the 3 ambulance corps for participation in the 2023 Active Volunteer Worker Services Award Program known as LoSAP. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 2, meeting of the ISLIP Resource Recovery Agency. A motion to convene by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that motion. We are convened. The quorum present. Commissioner Baloo, how are you today?
Very good, thank you. Madam Chair, members of the agency board.
Thank you
Martin
for
Baloo.
your department's assistance with DPW and Parks and Public Safety and everyone else helping address the snow event today. You guys did a marvelous job
Yeah, thanks. We're still working. We'll be working. till
and will
tonight.
be this
Yes.
evening, I'm sure.
Martin Blue, President of the Islip Resource Recovery Agency, 401 Main Street, Islip, New York. I have several items for consideration today. First one being the approval of the minutes of the January 23rd Agency Board meeting.
Any questions on the minutes? Motion to approve. Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElroy. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Next item is the resolution appointing members to the Islip Resource Recovery Agency's Audit Committee according to the Public Authority Accountability Act.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. So the next two resolutions are authorized,
Finance and
Appointing
Governance.
members to the Finance and the Governance Committee.
Mhm.
So I'll say same motion, same second
Okay.
on resolutions 4 and 5. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? They are approved. It takes us to resolution 6.
Last item is a resolution authorizing the president to enter into a contract extension between the agency and DeVerker and Bartolucci Engineers and Architects, BC, for the calendar year 2024 to provide semi-annual and annual post-closure groundwater monitoring, sampling, and reporting for the Lincoln Avenue landfill.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. And is there any other business
That
to come before
concludes the
us?
business for today.
And we'll have a motion to adjourn, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned. And we will move now to Resolution 3, appropriation transfers. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Kelway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. We move to 4, the bid awards. Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
By Councilman O'Connor, second
Second.
by Councilman McElroy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Item 5, the option year resolutions. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 6, authorization for supervisor to enter into a contract with D. Giovanna Brothers Landscaping, Inc. for 2426 Baytown Village Landscape Maintenance. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElroy. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 7, authorization for supervisor to sign an indemnification holds harmless agreement for the Youth Enrichment Services 24 Summer Program. Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman McElroy. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 8, authorization for supervisor to enter into contract with Land Tech Group for DPW 2024 concrete curb, sidewalk, and aprons at various locations. Motion by Councilman McElroy, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 9, authorization for town clerk to advertise for public hearing to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code. Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 10, authorization for supervisor to apply for and accept funding from Suffolk County Office of the Aging for the purpose of providing funding for a shopping assistance program. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 11, acceptance of a monetary donation from the Town of Islip Housing Authority for the Town of Islip's 38th Annual Just Say No to Drugs Sharpshooter Basketball Contest. All those in favor? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 12, authorization for supervisor to enter into various agreements for programs or events to be held throughout the town. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman Lorenzo. McElroy. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 13, bless you, authorization for the supervisor to enter into an amended agreement with the Town of Islip Community Development Agency in connection with reimbursement funds for renovations at the CI Senior Center. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Quadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 14, special events. Any questions? Motion
Motion.
by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Quadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 15, meeting of the Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency. I'll make a motion to convene, second by Councilman O'Connor. Quorum being present. Mr. Walzer, take it away.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the agency board. John Walzer, Executive Director, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip. I have several items for your consideration today. The first item is to approve the minutes from the last agency board meeting on January 23rd of this year.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Minutes are approved.
Thank you. The next item for your consideration is the adoption of an inducement resolution between the agency and VJ Technologies located at 89 Carlo Road in Bohemia. VJ Technologies is a manufacturer of digital X-ray quality control systems that are used in a variety of industrial applications ranging from aerospace to agriculture. This project involves the renovation of their facility at 89 Carlo Road. Represents an over $2 million capital investment, will retain 44 jobs and while adding 5 new jobs.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Quadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. The next item for your consideration is the adoption of an authorizing resolution for a project induced at last month's meeting between the agency and 80 Wilshire Boulevard, LP.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Quadrone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. We have 4 in favor, 1 no.
Okay,
Motion
and
passes.
the last item for your consideration is the adoption of a resolution authorizing the agency to enter into a 1-year agreement with PKF O'Connor Davies to perform the agency's 2023 audit.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Quadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Any other business to come before us?
That is all the business I have for you today for the agency.
Hearing none. Motion to adjourn by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Quadrone. All in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned. Next, we go to the meeting of the Town of Islip Economic Development Corporation. I'll make the motion to convene, second by Councilman Quadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand convened, a quorum being present.
Thank you, members of the Corporation Board. I have 2 items for your consideration today. First item is to approve the minutes from the last Corporation Board meeting on January 23rd of this year.
Any questions? Motion? Second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 3.
And the last item for your consideration is the adoption of a resolution authorizing the corporation to enter into a 1-year agreement with PKF O'Connor Davies to perform the corporation's 2023 audit.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
And that's all I have for you today.
And the Economic Development Corporation meeting, I make a motion to adjourn. Second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned. Item 17, authorization for supervisor to sign any and all documents in support for the New York State Senate Bill 3135 and the New York State Assembly Bill 174. Both of these bills were an outcome of some communications we've had with the district attorney and the Supervisors Association. The individual towns are passing resolutions in support of the DA's effort. This first resolution for these 2 Senate bills makes the criteria for having to do with the categories of drugs when they make a highway stop. If a drug is not specifically mentioned, they can't make the stop or the arrest. So this changes that. So it makes it easier to prosecute as drugs come on the scene that people have never even heard of. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McGelway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. And item 18, approval for the support for the district attorney's public campaign to reform New York State law in connection with the opioid crisis, and authorization for the supervisor, again, to sign any and all documents. The DA's been very aggressive on this. There was a big rally up in Albany earlier this month that was very well attended. And hopefully, all of these efforts will not be for naught and will help make a difference in this awful crisis that we're facing. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. And that is all of the business to come before us today. A motion to adjourn by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you very much.